Here we go.
Everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm nice.
So, welcome to episode 7. Code
7.
School.
We took
Back
one.
after, yeah.
We have 1 week of break. We're gonna do a couple of more episodes, and then it's gonna be holiday break, and then more stuff after the new year.
What are we doing today?
Oh, bullets.
Bullets. Sounds like fun.
We're going to take a lot of the stuff that we've learned in the past 6 episodes. It's been 6 episodes.
Yeah.
This is 7. It's
We're on number 7 now.
a lot of content. Yeah, we're gonna take a lot of the stuff that we have been making or learning, and we're now going to apply it to the game. You didn't need to listen to anything.
I don't know why I had headphones on. I could hear perfectly through them. I don't know why I had them
Huh?
on though. What?
What?
They're open back, so it's fine.
It's fine.
I just realized I was like, what?
Yeah, so we're gonna go back to our game, and let's just get to it.
Sweet.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Hi, Gabe.
Every time. Hello.
Hi. So we had a little break.
Yeah, we did.
But now we're back at it again.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. That's what all the YouTubers say, right?
Yeah, back at it again.
Back at it. We have learned many new things in the past,
Yes, we have.
especially last time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of content last time. We did the arrays and we did the loops. And now it's time to put them to use.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. That was
So,
fast. Yes.
It's quick. Quick refresher. Today is mostly code. And we're mostly going to mess around in our game. But a quick refresher. Last time we talked about arrays and loops. And an array is just a collection of variables. So you can create an array of years. Whoops, there's actually there's a problem in this slide, but we can fix that later on. I can just fix it now, actually.
Nobody sees anything. It's fine.
Nobody sees anything. Whoops, Swedish keyboard.
Int all.
Into. There we go.
Cool.
It's going to be wrong in the next slides, but it doesn't matter.
Back.
It's fine. We're back. Hotfix.
Oh, yeah, nobody saw anything. Bug fixing.
Yeah. When you create an array of integers, you say int bracket years, and then you say, I would like to get 2 new integers, new int 2. The bracket's going to be wrong in the next slide, but regardless. And then how you assign to the first one is you say years bracket 0, 2205, years 1, 1800. Bonus points to whoever understands what game this is.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see.
Starts with A and ends with no.
No. Let's see if chat gets it. And then we have a loop. We can say for int year, which is going to be a variable, which is one of the values in the array. And then we say colon and years, which is the array itself. And we can loop through and I can print out every year.
Someone in chat got it.
Well, yeah, he works here, so he doesn't know.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I'm not going to dox him. It's fine.
I'll find out.
You'll find out. Yeah, so we have an array of years. We can access individual variables, just like any other variable, with the brackets and the number, and then we can just loop through them. So that's very important for now. So let's edit our game.
Let's do it.
Yeah. What we're going to use today is the code from episode 5. It's on GitHub. You can copy it there, episode 5, solution.proc. That is our base. If I close this, I can go here. We're not broken today.
No, we're good.
We're perfect today. We're using open processing. Processing is a language that is very similar to many other languages, like C++, C, C#, Java, all those. But you can learn it online. We're using open processing. Go to this pretty web page over here. Scroll down a little bit, create a sketch, and you'll be in the window itself. The important bit is when you create a sketch.
Can I actually go to your screen real quick if you want to show people?
Yeah, is that we go processing.js, and we don't need these because it supports 2 languages, P5.js and processing.js, and we're using processing.js because it's more like other languages that we would like to learn later on. All right.
Sounds good.
So I can leave this one. So this is the code from episode 5. We can switch to
code.
Yeah, co-op view, multiplayer, multiplayer programming. So what we have here is the code that we ended up in episode 5. If I click play, I have the 2 boxes that move around. What we made was a class called box, which contains the x and y variable, which is where the box is, how big the box is, the height and the width, the desired movement, if you want to go in a vertical direction, plus or minus, or in a horizontal direction, plus or minus. We have a thing called the constructor, which is the thing we call when we want to make a new box. We give it the original x and y values. We give it the height and width of the box. We set the incoming variables, ax, ay, a height, and a width, to the variables that are in the class itself, x, y, height, and width. And we initialize the desired movement to 0, because a new box doesn't have to be moving. We implement a draw function, which is what we call when we want to draw something to the screen, which is just calling rectangle with the x and y and the width and the height. We call update every time we want to move it around. So the new x is the old x plus the horizontal. The new y is the y plus vertical. And we have 2 helper functions regarding when keys are being pressed. Because otherwise we would have to have this code out in the open. We covered this. This is kind of a bit to cover over, but this was in episode, I think, 2, 3, or 4, around that time.
It was episode 2, I think.
I think so, yeah. We have our spaceship. Box spaceship is a new box with some values. We have our banana from last time. It's also a box. The setup is the function that is called once. So we set the size of the screen, the background color, sweet 60 FPS. No stroke means that we don't want borders around our boxes, which is fine. Here's the on-key typed and on-key released, which are functions from processing the system itself. And we just call the on-key typed function in the classes. And down here, if I do a bit of enter magic, is our draw function, which is called 60 times a second. We clear the screen, we update individual box, and we draw individual box. So again, we have our
2 friends.
2 friends.
Our 2 friends.
All right.
All right.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to minimize the box. There's a little arrow here you can click, because we're not going to modify it that much. We're going to modify it a little bit. And sadly, Gabe,
we had to delete banana.
we're going to remove banana.
Yeah, bye banana.
You were good to us, banana.
We will remember you. Probably not.
We will take out the on-key typed, the on-key released, the update, and the draw. So we're back to...
Oh wait, I think I deleted too much.
You delete the whole key
Just
type
deleted
thing.
the whole thing.
Oh, just delete everything. It's fine. I don't need it.
It's just like, wait a minute, I still need those to tell the box what to do.
Exactly.
Our spaceship.
Exactly. So now that it's removed, we are going to add 2 functions to the box. I'm going to open it again. So currently, if I would like to move the box around without doing these things directly, I kind of can't. I can't access them. Like here's the thing. If I'm writing down here, I can say spaceship.horizontal. I can access it like this. This is a variable like anything else. I can even do print line and print to the screen. And if I move my thing a little bit, you'll see the 0 down here. And when I move it around,
Ooh. Ooh.
so I am able to access those variables, that variable basically. But to update it, I would then have to say it's equal to 1, which I can't do here, but I can do here. Well, so that's fine. That's okay. I want to show one thing, which is basically that we can create functions to do that work for us. So we're going to create 2 functions here. They're not going to return anything. They're just going to do work and end there. So they are void. Nothing that is returned. They are called set horizontal. That's the name of it. They take in 1 variable. That variable is a number, so it's integer. And I'm going to call it distance. So I call it a distance. And then we need the body, what the function is actually going to do. And what it's going to do is it's going to say horizontal is equal to a distance and nothing else. And I can then copy this one and call it set vertical, and I say then vertical is a distance. So I have those set horizontal, takes in a distance, just sets the value. Set vertical, takes in a distance, sets the value. This is the same thing that is happening here. It's no difference there. Okay?
So does that mean we can remove?
We could replace these, yes. I could replace this one with set horizontal 1. Like this is the same thing as set.
But it can't be a distance.
It has to be the number because that is.
I mean, we can't say a distance is 1 instead of set. It has to be set horizontal.
Set horizontal. So if I do it like this, if you look at these two here, this is just going to take the value or the variable horizontal and give it the value 1.
Yeah.
Nothing else. This is going to call a function called set horizontal. That is up here.
Yeah.
1 is a value, which means that a distance is going to be the value 1.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
Goes in here, then horizontal is a distance.
Yeah.
So you can see it's the same thing. This is important for later on. But I just wanted to show that we can create functions like this and just keep on creating them. There's no limit to that here. Great. But like the title says, we want bullets.
Bullets.
What's a bullet?
Something that's mean.
Is it mean?
It's mean. Mean when put into someone who is mean.
Okay.
Hands.
Means hands. Let's not get too political. No. But conceptually in a game, what would a bullet be?
Something traveling at a very fast distance towards another target.
So it travels.
Yes.
Travels fast.
Yes, it has to hit something.
It has to hit something.
Yeah.
What's the shape of a bullet?
I mean, usually like a stick, small little line.
So it's like a cylinder with like a rounded
Point.
shape, rounded point.
Yeah.
Okay. Would it matter if it was square shaped?
No, not in a game sense.
Not in a game sense.
We like to make whatever we want. So
Yeah,
we're
we
shooting
can.
square lasers now.
We could.
Yeah.
If we think of so we're not 3D, so a cylinder wouldn't make much sense there. A part of it then is a square. It's like an elongated square, but then it has the rounded tip at the front. For collision detection, does the rounded tip matter much?
Yeah, because it needs to start at the tip.
Start at the tip, but the top parts, the curvy bits at the top, would that matter too much?
No, we're mostly concerned about the forwardmost position, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it wouldn't be able to. Well, if it's a true physics game, it might bounce off if it just hit with the rounded top bit. What I'm basically saying is, for our purposes, it's going to be a box.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like boxes.
It's going to be a smaller box. We can make it like elongated and more bullet shaped. That's totally fine.
Pew pew lasers.
Yeah. So since it's going to be a box, and we have a class called box already, we can actually just say box bullet.
Where is that?
Let's minimize a box again, the class box, line 2. And then you'll see spaceship.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Box, so a bullet.
I just call it bullet. I use A for naming of arguments coming into functions, just to say that it's an argument bullet.
But we don't need to tell it what size it is?
Let's wait a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
So this is a box, and we are implying that this is going to be a bullet, right? Like I could call it box Steve.
How did you fix this again, by the way?
If you do Control A, it's an odd bug in this. To select all the code, Control X, then it's there, and then you can paste. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the minimize thing is odd. Like if it scrolls, it goes away.
Okay, so we have bullet. No, we have box Steve now.
Yeah, I could. What I'm saying is, I'm again implying that the name of the variable is something that we
But we should probably make it make sense.
We should make it make sense. Absolutely. That you're correct on that one. I could call it Steve, and we could program for
Steve.
Yeah, and we could program for the next hour, and it would work like a bullet, but it's called Steve.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the name is for us, not for the compiler or the language. Okay, so we have a bullet. We haven't done a new on it. It's just an empty box. So it hasn't been actually constructed yet. Great. So we would like to shoot our bullet, right?
Yes.
Cool.
We need to give it a speed.
We would need to create it, right?
Well, yeah, it has to exist.
It has to exist. Because now if I play it, there's nothing.
Yeah.
No bullet.
Doesn't exist yet.
Let's use spacebar for shooting for now.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Where would you put that? I would like to press my spacebar and I would like a bullet to appear.
Need another key typed and key released.
Why would you need another one? Can we use the same one?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, we could just use the same one.
Yeah. Okay.
So this would be...
We can ask the question if the key, which is the key that's being pressed at the moment, is equal to two equal marks. How would you represent, like if I wanted to press the button A and shoot, I would do this, right?
What is space?
What is space?
SPC? Is it actually? Really?
Yeah.
It's actually just a space.
It's actually just a space.
Okay.
That works. So what this means that if someone just pressed the button space, this if statement would run.
Yep.
But what if we have a space thing here in our on key typed?
Then it would get confused and do both.
It would do both.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not a confusion. Maybe that's something we want to happen.
Maybe.
Because maybe we want to say that when you press the space bar, there's an effect on the spaceship.
Or like
a little...
when you're walking forward, move your arms as well.
Yeah.
When you press jump, move your screen up and down a little bit too.
Yes. So there could be multiple actions tied to a single key.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But for us, we want
bullet.
space to just be bullets.
Space is bullet. So if I do it like here, so we have box bullet, and if we press the spacebar key, great. But then I want to make a new bullet. How would I do that?
We need to call the box bullet we made before.
How do I make a new box? Sorry, a new spaceship. Right.
Don't we need to give it a size?
Yes.
And
so if I do bullet is equal to what?
ooh,
How did I make a spaceship?
we needed the four, like the XY. Not the XY, we need the horizontal width.
Let's put it in the same location as the spaceship for now.
Yeah, so it'd be 40, 50, and then we need to decide the size of it.
Yeah.
So we need an X and Y variable and the height and width.
Correct, absolutely correct. But how do I make the bullet? How do I create one?
We need to, so it exists up here as a variable.
Just as a variable, there's nothing in it. Think of it as an empty box.
Well, we need to give it something then.
How did I make spaceship?
You new bullet.
Or new, what's the type?
It's a variable.
What's the type of the variable?
Bullet?
No, that's the name of the variable. What is the type?
I'm dumb. I've not practiced.
It's okay.
What is the type of this?
Box.
It is, yes, okay.
It is a box. Yeah. So new box. And let's just make it the same as spaceship for now. So it's 40, 50, and 32 and 32. Okay?
Yes. Oh, because I was confused because we put it up there as box spaceship equals new box in the sign. So that means box spaceship equals new box in the size. Means we're signing that box to spaceship.
Yes.
But now why do we put it down here rather than up there?
Because we don't want the bullet to exist unless we press the spacebar.
Got it. That makes much more sense.
Yeah. Because if we play the game and never ever press the spacebar, there's no need for us to create a bullet. Right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How you play your friendly playthrough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing pacifist runs, I can imagine. So if I hit play, and I move my guy around and hit space, nothing happens.
Because it's just putting it on top of it. On top of it.
No.
No.
No. If we go down to draw,
we're not drawing it.
We're not drawing it, and we're not updating it.
No. So we need to add.
Let's put it below spaceship for now, just so we can separate these things. So we would say bullet dot update, and then we'd say bullet dot draw. And before you hit enter, what's going to happen?
It's gonna disappear instantly.
You said disappear instantly. Let's say I have already pressed the spacebar button.
Yes.
We're now in that state. The bullet exists because
the bullet's gonna. So if we move our box around without hitting space, we hit space. The bullet's gonna exist where the box's original position was.
The original position
for one frame.
For one frame. Okay. Why do you think it's one frame?
Because we're clearing it constantly.
Where are we clearing it?
In the draw. Everything's being cleared. But we're not holding down space. We're only hitting it. Oh, we're not. No, it'll stay because we don't have on key released.
There we go.
So it's staying.
Oh, I love the aha moments. The aha moments are the
there
best.
We have no key release.
Okay, so it would stay there because we don't do anything on release. Yeah. We create it and then it exists there forever.
Yeah.
But we create it conditionally. We don't create it in the world unless we press the spacebar. Okay, so that assumption is absolutely correct. What happens before? We haven't pressed the spacebar yet. This is our pacifist run.
Nothing. It just doesn't exist.
Okay, so we say box bullet here at the top. Yeah. We never press the spacebar, so we never do new box. We go down here and say bullet.update.
It just...
What are you updating?
Nothing.
Can you update nothing?
Uh-oh. You can't update nothing? What happens? Can I press play?
You can press play.
Oh, shit.
Cannot read property update of null.
Can't do null.
So it's null.
Yeah.
So the thing is, doing this is the same thing as doing this.
Because we're not creating anything. Unless it satisfies the if.
Yeah. So we say box bullet is null. It's nothing. It is.
We just got to hit our spacebar 60 times a second.
It's not even an empty box. It is the void. It is the darkness. It is. It's nothing.
It's the void.
We're getting philosophical here, right? It's nothing, which means that let's say we don't press the spacebar. You're calling update on null, which doesn't work. But what if we just check? How can we check if a thing is null or not?
I have no idea.
What are our concepts? Could we check it with a variable?
No.
We couldn't check it by storing something. Can we check it by writing a function?
No.
Could we check it by asking a question?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's an if. What do we ask?
If bullet exists.
What is...
It's if bullet equals...
What is the value at the top here that I had? I wrote it because its bullet is...
If bullet equals null.
Yeah. But we don't... So if I say...
So we need to put that into...
If I do this...
Yeah.
Sorry. Here. Work? But here I'm asking a question. If the bullet is null, then I want to draw it? Don't we want...
No, then not draw it. Don't want to draw it.
Yeah, but can I then inverse the question?
Yes, I don't remember how though.
If bullet is not equal to null.
Yes. Oh, have we done that before?
I think we've done it once. You hit insert.
Oops. Just deleting everything.
Yep.
That looked familiar. I don't.
Yeah. I think we've done it once.
Yeah.
Indent your code, please. Nope. Oh dear. There are some people actually who write it like this, though.
Yeah, there, got it. Save.
Okay, so now we are defending the code as saying, don't call this unless the bullet is not null, which means that if it's not null, it's going to have something. Do we care what it is? Yeah. Okay, so we have our thing,
and stay there forever,
and we have a bullet. But what happens when I press spacebar again?
Nothing, just because it's just putting it into the same spot.
Yeah, that's the important bit here.
Yeah, We didn't tell. We were just telling you to go to the same spot.
Yes, and it's also
So it's basically just multiple bullets on top of each other.
not multiple. We're basically removing the old one and creating a new one in the exact same location. And this language actually clears the memory for us. In other languages, you would have to clear the memory. But in this one, it's done for you. So the old bullet is deleted automatically, and the new bullet is put in the same place. Okay. So that's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go down my notes. Let's make it a little smaller, so we just know that it is a bullet. Let's play with the size a little bit. Did I hit enter? I hit enter as well. That's funny.
Aha! It's not just me. Tiny little bullet.
Tiny bullet. Did you do 1616?
Yeah.
Let's try if we do 816 here. Yeah, it's more like elongated.
Pew.
Yeah, it's more like a bullet, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's keep it at that, 816. Great. But we don't want it to start where we start, or where we originally started. We want the bullet to come from the ship, right?
Yeah, so we need to...
So when we create the box, which is here, we need new values here.
Ooh, what do we put there?
Where are the values that we want? Values are
stored based on what we press.
Yeah, so values are in variables.
Yes.
So where are the variables that we need?
X and Y.
They're X and Y. Where are X and Y stored?
The box, class box.
They're in the box class. What box class are we interested in?
The horizontal and vertical.
No. Sorry, the X and Y. That's the actual position.
Yeah.
But which box classes X and Y do we want? Do we want the bullets one?
No, we want the boxes one.
The boxes?
With the spaceship one.
The spaceship one.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, when I was saying box, I meant spaceship. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want the X and Y from the spaceship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we need to say then, spaceship. But spaceship what?
Spaceship X.
Mm-hmm.
And spaceship Y.
Yep. There you go. Let's try it out.
What happens now? Spaceship not defined. Oops. Did I spell spaceship wrong?
Big S in the second one.
On both?
No.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. So, no. Wait. Read that out. So line 86 from you is saying box spaceship is new box. So you're making a new box.
Yeah.
Using spaceship.x.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
So that should be there. But when you create a box, when you create a bullet.
It's here.
Here.
Yes.
So the bullet should use the spaceship's X and Y.
Yes.
You caught that? That's good. It's the refresh, because if it's an error, it's like a reload thing. Okay.
Pew.
So again, we still have one bullet, and that's fine.
And it's spawning in the middle of the box.
No, not in the middle.
Top left again.
Top left. Why is it top left?
Because that's the starting point for
Exactly.
the box.
See, you remember that.
Yes.
The starting point of the box is the top left corner.
So we need to now tell it to... Do we do like X plus Y to tell it to spawn in the middle, or...
Let's wait with that a little bit.
Okay.
Let's just say that the gun is up on the...
It's the top left of the ship
Sure.
inside of it.
Sure. It's more of a design problem, if anything. So...
Just shooting inside yourself. It's fine.
Okay. But now we want it to move, right? We want that when I press the spacebar, the bullet can spawn on the top left corner. Sure, that's fine.
So we need to give it a horizontal value.
Yeah. Didn't we write a couple of functions earlier?
Probably. Which one is a set horizontal?
Yeah.
This is the A distance.
Yeah. So let's use that one. So it is a... let me minimize that again. So what I want to happen is when the bullet is created, I give it a horizontal movement, and then we don't update it after that. we're not listening to the on key thing for the bullet because we don't want the bullet to move with the keys, although that could be a cool game where you move the bullets with the keys.
But that's confusing. I tried that in Binding of Isaac, it doesn't work. It just confuses me when you move when you try to move two things.
That thing is very confusing, yeah.
Very confusing.
Okay, so we need to set the bullet's horizontal thing. It's a function in the class box. So it's bullet, it's a function, so I have to access it using dot.
A distance?
A distance is just a value in the function itself, so you don't have to think about that. So we can say set horizontal, which is the name of the function. It takes one argument. What value should we give it? How fast should it go?
What's our speed now?
Speed now is 1, so we can just try that.
Sure.
Yeah. 1. So bullet is a box. We're calling set horizontal, which is a function in box. And I'm giving it the value 1, which is setting the horizontal to 1. It will work because I am calling update, which is incrementing it. So let's try it.
Damn it. What did I mess up?
Pew, 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 pew.
What's wrong with mine?
So what's going on? Let's check if the update is correct. If we go down. If bullet is not null, bullet update, bullet draw, that is correct. If we go up, if key is space, we want to make a bullet, and bullet set horizontal is 1. Mm-hmm.
Did you spell horizontal wrong or something?
We would get an error on that. If we go back to box, let's see if horizontal, the function itself, is not right. Yes. There's a big H in horizontal. It's actually a small h. Funny that the language didn't catch that. It should give you an error on that. Or maybe it did and I didn't see it.
Pew,
there you go.
Pew, pew. I'm faster than my bullet.
Are you? I don't think you are.
Same speed as my bullet. I'm going off screen.
We can make it go faster.
Bye.
Let's give it 10.
Ooh.
Woo! Right? Pew, pew, pew. There we go. There we go.
Set it to 100. If I just do 1,000, is it even going to show up?
Nope.
It's just,
it disappears.
It's just so fast, it just can't even catch it.
100 is pretty fast. Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Yeah, 100 is a good number.
It's like 2 frames. You can hold it in. Look what happens. Yeah. If you do 50, let me see.
What's a good value for this?
So if you press space again, does it delete the old one? Yes, it does.
Yes.
It does. So when you press space for the first time, it would say bullet this new box, and it will create this. It will create a box and assign it to bullet, and then we will draw bullet. And if you hit space again, bullet is still the same variable. It's still the same container of information, and we're replacing that container of information with a new one. So that's why it's deleting it every time.
Nice.
But we don't want that. We want many bullets, right?
We want many.
So many.
We want it to not delete.
Mm-hmm. So what did we learn last time about storing many things?
So we need to create an array.
An array. So let's create an array of bullets. All right. So an array, it's just a matter of setting the bracket.
Nice bracket.
Let's call it bullets, plural, because it's going to be many bullets. And let's set how many bullets we want to have. So I say new box. So and instead of doing this, I say, and let's just start with 1 bullet, because we don't have to change the code that much, and then we can evolve the code. So again, we'll just have 1 bullet, but that's fine. So I say an array of boxes is called bullets. It will be 1 box for now. A bulai, yes. Bulai. It's still going to be the same thing, but we're moving towards a solution. So what we do is, if a key is being pressed, let me see. Yep. We need to access that one variable within the array. The array is called bullets.
Yeah, so just
But how do you access the first element in an array?
brackets.
Yep. And what is the number of the first one?
1. Oh, 0.
0. All right.
Caught myself.
You caught yourself. So it's called bullets, 0. So we do the same thing. And this is just to illustrate that an array of variables is the exact same thing as a single variable. So we can then go down more. If we ask the question if bullet 0 is not null, bullet 0 update, and bullets 0 draw. We haven't changed the code at all. It's the same code. We have an array of bullets. The array is of size 1. If we press the key space, we set the first bullet to be a box. The first bullet, we set the horizontal speed to something. Let's put it to 5. And then we ask the question if the first bullet is not null. We update the first bullet and we draw the first bullet. And that should be exact same thing. Behaves the same way, no difference there.
Mine are faster.
You have a faster bullet. It's probably a better gun. Notice here also, we've never made a gun.
This is true.
Like that, a gun is just, in our case, a delivery mechanism. It's just a model. It doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't shoot the bullets. So that's kind of an interesting way to think about that. Like, you don't program everything in a game, even though you have to make everything in the real life. So here we don't need a gun. We can just spawn bullets out of thin air and just say, woo, go into the world and have fun. Okay. So, but we want more than one bullet. We want many bullets. So let's have 10 bullets.
10 bullets it is.
All right. I say 10 bullets. But here, I'm still accessing the 0th one.
Yeah. Do we need to add 1 for every single one?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But we need to know where we are in the array of bullets. Because now we think we have 10 boxes. And when we hit spacebar the first time, we want to fire off the first bullet, which means that we will create the first box. We will set the horizontal speed to the first box. And then that's it. And then the second time we hit the spacebar, we don't want to touch the first bullet.
Yeah.
Because that one is still in the air.
Yeah.
We want to mess with the second bullet. So we need to keep track of where we are in the clip or the magazine, if you think of it that way. And how can we keep track of numbers? Where do we store numbers?
In an integer?
Yeah.
No, variable.
Yeah, in a variable. So let's make one of those. It's an integer. You're absolutely right. What should we call it? In my notes, I called it current bullet.
Yeah.
Yep.
It works. I was just going to call it the bullet.
The bullet.
That was the first thing that came to my head, and I was like, that might sound weird.
And what would be the first bullet we think of?
The first one?
And that's the number
0.
0? Yep. So the current bullet is 0. Let's again just replace all the zeros we are using
With current bullet.
with current bullet. Again, we're not changing anything else. It's just replacing the 0 with current bullet. And again,
You got them all?
if I shoot, it's the same thing. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Even though we have an array of 10 things, we're not touching the other ones. So
I broke something.
you broke it.
It won't even go to the...
If you go back to the thing, can I see?
Maybe it's because I didn't close that.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, there we go. That's fine.
Yes.
I did that mistake so many times. I still do.
I found it.
You found it. All right. But we need to then know when we have shot the first bullet, then what?
We need a +1 to it.
See? Where would we put the +1?
When we just replace the 0 with... No, because current bullet is 0.
The first bullet is 0. Do we need 0 before we press the key the first time?
No.
So I would say if key is equal to spacebar,
Yeah.
I want current bullet to be what the first time?
Well, 0.
Okay.
Okay, so it needs to exist first.
It needs to be 0 for the first time.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then it's 0 + 1.
Okay. So should it be then? Should it be here?
Probably. Yeah, because you have to create it first, and then it's current bullet plus 1.
Let's try that. Current bullet is equal to current bullet plus 1. Great.
Does that work?
So here's the thing. Press play, and there's an interesting thing that will happen, and I want you to explain why it happens.
Nothing's happening. Because we're telling current bullet is current bullet plus 1. But we said current bullet is 0 up here.
We do. So it should make the first one.
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No, I don't know why why it wouldn't work.
Okay, let's go through, because this is an interesting point about the flow of the program. And to understand why this is happening, we need to understand or reinforce how the program flows. So before the program even starts, current bullet is 0.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah.
And then the program is running, like it is here. So while I'm not pressing a spacebar, current bullet is what? What's the value?
0.
Yeah, correct. Then I press a key.
Yeah.
The key is spacebar.
Yeah.
Current bullet is
0.
Yep. So the first bullet in the array gets a new box, and we call the function.
Is it because we're saying it afterwards?
Then we set the value. No, it's another thing.
Okay.
We set the value. So now current bullet is what?
1.
Cool. We would like to draw.
Yeah.
We clear the screen.
Yeah.
Spaceship update. Cool. Spaceship draw. Cool. What is our question here?
If it's null.
What is null?
Current bullet.
What's current bullet?
1. So it's not null.
What value is actually null currently?
1.
What value is not null?
What?
What bullet have we created?
0.
Yes. What bullet have we not created?
1.
What's the value here?
1. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's if.
So we made the first bullet.
Yeah.
We incremented the counter.
Yeah.
We went down here, and the counter is 1.
Yeah.
So it wants to draw the second bullet.
Oh no! Oh no!
So that's why it never draws
the
first bullet, because we incremented the counter. So we can't use that counter here. Right? But we would like to draw all the bullets, right?
Yes.
How do I go through a list of how do I go through an array and do something to every value in the array?
By calling the array?
Like,
or the name of the array?
Because what I want to do is, I want to ask if the 0th bullet something.
Yeah.
I want to do first bullet something.
Yeah.
But I don't want to write this code again and again and again. How do I fix that? What idea do I use?
I don't know, drawing a blank.
It's from the last episode.
Yes, that's why I'm
in the last episode we did arrays and...
No, I know, it's in my head. I kind of remember it. I remember there was I don't remember the names. Yeah, this is just gonna be really awkward. It's just me
thinking. A loop.
Yes, a loop.
It's fine. This is learning.
Is it from?
4.
4.
Yeah.
4, not from.
There's a while loop and a for loop.
Yes.
So you increment it after bullet, current bullet draw. Yeah, I increment the number and then I call a draw function. So I'm trying to draw the second bullet. I never try to draw the first bullet, Noah. So yeah, that's correct. So I would like a loop, because I would like to go through all the bullets.
Yeah.
But I don't want to draw all the bullets, because I don't want to draw the bullets that are null. So we learned about the for loop last time. For. What is the type of the value in the array?
Bullet.
That's the name of it. What's the type?
I always get this confused.
The type is the kind it is. The variable name is the name of the thing itself. So an integer is a type, for example.
Yes. This is an array, isn't it?
So the thing is an array of...
bullets.
No, that's the name of its box.
God, this box is always coming back like this. It's coming for me.
Coming for you.
It's a box,
So it's a box.
Yes.
Let's just call it bullet because it's one bullet in the array. And then we do colon and then bullets. And like any other clause, it has our cute little curly braces. Think outside the box, Gabe. Yeah, that's...
I don't want this box is gonna. That's like the third time I've answered the question wrong because I just don't think of box. I always think of the name we associate to the box.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's why I wanted to make a distinction of the name of the variable is something for us, the type is something for the language. All right, so for box bullet in bullets, cool. But we still need to ask the question, is the bullet null before we draw it? So I'm just going to write the same thing. If bullet is not equal to null, and I would like to update it and draw it. How do I do that?
The update and draw. Bullet.
Yep, so bullet.
Dot update.
You're forgetting the curly braces in the...
Oh, wow. Smart me.
It's fine.
So bullet. This is just the same as it is below.
Yep, absolutely. And bullet dot draw. Because, like any other variable, this is just a variable. And you can call it like that. So I don't need this anymore. So I'm just going to delete it. All right.
Can I please post? Can we post? Is there enough space?
Could you post the whole code, including the box in Discord?
I can try. I don't know if Discord will let me. No, it's too long.
Let me do a thing, Noah.
Yeah.
I can, so if you go to open processing and search for my account, I can do code, whoops, not my scans, code.
Oh, I have mine saved as well.
Code school 7, and I can just, anybody can see it, it's not a draft, just submit. Sketch number that, I still have the same thing, yep. And we should be able to copy that. Let me see.
Yeah, you should be able to. You could also find mine as well. I could link it in chat.
Yeah, okay. Link that in chat because I don't have the chat stuff open here.
See if that works. Let me know.
Yep.
You should. I just saved it, so it should just all be up to date.
Good. All right.
Oh, I need to add magical enters down here.
Okay, so you would delete the bottom bit as well.
This one.
And the if as well, because we're replacing that with the loop.
Yeah.
All right. So let's try it out, see what happens.
Pew, 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 pew. But it's 10 round burst. No, it's much more than 10. How long? How many is that? Actually, no. Now it's just. Oh, it stops after some time. Why does it stop? I have many bullets to shoot. Okay, I don't want it to stop. Without.
So there's a thing why it stops, and that is a thing with the on key typed. If you hold it in and then you move
another direction, it stops.
Because the current key is now a different key.
Ultimate power.
The latest one is a different key.
So I can shoot all the bullets. Pew.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We only said 10 bullets.
Well, many bullets. Well, infinite bullets.
But this is more than 10, right?
Yeah, that's why.
How's that working?
There's like a little gap, but I don't know if that matters. I don't know.
And that's just because the frame counter isn't perfect.
Okay.
We're dealing with frame counts right now. Well, so why is that happening?
I don't know. Because it's a loop.
Because the thing is, this language doesn't care if you go outside of the array.
Nice.
So we're actually going further than the array wants us to.
So does that number even matter?
For this language, it doesn't matter, but I want us to write code where it does matter. So this is a quirk in this language, but we're going to write it in a way that is more correct, just as a general programming thing, right?
How many are we going to put there now? Just 10?
We can do 10. We can then increase the number, and then we can have as many as we want. Because then we set the array to be this size. So this, for example, would never work in C++ that way. Okay.
It would just stop after 10 in C++.
When you get to 11, it will crash.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's memory you're not allowed to write into.
That's nice.
Let me go down.
Crashes are cool.
Crashes are cool.
Yeah.
So there's one way to prevent that. And what we say is, if we press the key and current bullet is less than 10. So we do this. So now it's limited.
Burst fire.
But then after the 10,
No.
you can't. Why is that?
Because we told it now it's trying to shoot more than 10.
No, correct. It's now trying to shoot more than 10.
And now it's like the 11th bullet that's
Yeah.
supposed to come out.
And it just says, I'm at 10, you can't do anything anymore. And now we've kind of gone into kind of design world. What should happen? Should we delete the first bullet that was shot?
Is this why sometimes when you sit there and stare at a wall and you draw things on the wall, the bullets are disappearing before you finish your lovely picture on the wall made out of bullets?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, he's talking about bullet limits in Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to draw symbols on the wall to communicate to my team, but the first letter disappears before I finish a sentence.
You see why this is a case.
Yeah.
So Counter-Strike,
some sort of limit. It's still like, I think it's like a couple hundred bullets, but it's still...
it is a lot, and a bullet in itself isn't that big, doesn't take that much space. So Noah says, clear the array and set the current bullet to 0. Yeah. We wouldn't need to clear the array, but we can say, hey, once the current bullet is 10, set current bullet to 1, and it will delete the first one. Should we try it?
Sure.
Okay. So where would we set that?
Down in the draw?
No. Where do we know when the bullet
Here.
has hit 10?
Oh, here. In like on key type.
Yeah.
That's where we know. That's
Is it outside or inside the loop? Sort of the if.
Inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
here we have here.
We can ask the question, if current bullet is equal to 10, in the maniac, this is processing. So if current bullet is equal to 10, what do we do then?
Delete. We need to start it over from 0.
Yeah. Start over what?
The array.
Array
or
or current bullet?
Current bullet.
Current bullet is 0. Do we then need this question here?
No.
Why not?
Because we're telling it once it hits 10 to just go back to 0 anyway.
Bingo.
So we don't need the array.
Okay. Let's try that. If you shrink the speed, you'll see it happening. Oh, even if you hold it down, you see it, yeah.
Now my bullets don't make it far enough.
No. Because you're too aggressive, man.
I want fast, okay?
You want more bullets?
Yeah, we need more bullets.
Okay. I'm gonna do one thing. If we say there's 100 bullets, without scrolling, I would like to ask you, where else in the code below do we have the number 10 because it means how many bullets we have?
Well, we just had it in the key typed area.
We had it in key typed. Are the model places?
Do we have it in draw?
Do we?
I don't remember.
See? Should we program in a way where you don't have to ask yourself that question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So what we do is, because bullets is an array,
Yeah.
let's find all the times it's meaning 10
Yeah,
as...
we put it in the from, didn't we?
Yeah, we did it. So we used to have it in the loop. We don't
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We currently only have it in
Here.
the key typed. So instead of saying 10, I would like to say bullets dot length, which is how many bullets there are in the array.
Okay.
So now if I hit play, I can have 100 bullets.
So fast.
So can I hit the limit in the screen? Let me see. No, it goes off screen.
You just actually just made a snake.
I made a snake. A little snack. Programming in a way where I have to think less is the best. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Let me shrink the box again. So, yeah, we had 100 bullets.
We did.
So we have 1,000 bullets?
We should probably have 1,000 bullets. I'm going to slow my bullets down.
Yep. I'm also going to do that. Set horizontal. Let's put it to 1. which is the same speed I am.
Close this again. Set horizontal. Where was that again?
You had 20 in line 105. Looks like it's skipping one bullet. No, it does look like that, but it's the frame timer between how often key stuff is called versus how often draw is called doesn't match up. The key repeat rate on your keyboard is not the same as the draw frequency of
like
your function.
Off by a frame.
Or more, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Like we had the same idea.
We had the same idea.
Just draw a weird little line. Oh, I'm off the screen. Gotta go up. Oh, I don't think we're gonna hit the limit here, are we?
Where are we in the limit?
I don't know.
How can we know?
Print.
Mm-hmm. Where should we print?
On the key type somewhere.
Hmm. Can we do it in draw?
We probably could do it in draw.
Let's do it in draw. I'm gonna put here just below the loop. I'll say print ln. And what should we print?
The bullet box. No shit.
What is the thing that
sorry.
keeps count of how many bullets we have, or where we are in the
current bullet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's hit play.
My counter just says 0. Also, my counter looks different to yours. What is mine? What is this?
Are you zoomed in, maybe?
No.
No?
Is your counter working?
Yeah. We have here 219.
Maybe what's print? Is it print?
Print ln, yeah. Print ln, current bullet. Odd.
Weird. Why is mine?
I had an issue where the...
Oh.
Nothing?
No.
That's weird.
My window. Anyway, you can see it on yours.
Yeah, we can see it on mine. Oops. I'm not in the game.
Well, it changed the whole...
It's weird. We'll figure out what's going on. Here's one thing, though. If you look at my bullet count.
Yeah.
It's 214 right now.
Yeah.
And now the bullets are off screen.
Yeah.
It still says 214.
Yeah, because they just keep going.
They just keep going.
Collider go away.
Yeah. Which is the thing.
The numbers are going to keep going until we hit
1,000
or 999.
It will hit 999. Yeah.
And then it will just go back to 0.
Mm-hmm. There's one more bracket on the right side. Curly brace. Is that on Gabe's end or my end?
Probably on my end.
That might be the thing. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, there.
You are printing in current.
Currently bullet.
I think you should have the curly brace after the print ln.
What do you mean?
Enter. And then curly brace, because it's the draw curly brace.
Ah, okay.
You did it outside of draw. Yes. That was the thing. There we go. Nice catch, indeed. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Okay. So we said in the title, a screen full of bullets.
Yeah.
Right? We kind of have that. I want more.
Oh, snap.
Let's say 10,000 bullets.
Oh, what?
And, oops. And what I want to do is, if I press the spacebar, I create many bullets. I create, I don't know, 10 bullets. And I don't want them to move. Let's say horizontal is 0. So they're going to stay on screen. And current bullets can increase, that's fine. So what I can actually do is, I can either copy this many times, or I can be smart about it. And make the computer do the work for me, which is to create a loop.
Yes.
Okay. So here we're going to use the former loop that we learned, because we we don't have an array we want to go through. So I say for int, let's call it I is 0, I is less than 10, and then I is equal to I plus 1. I put the curly brace down here, and I indent this thing. So now, when I press the spacebar, I will create 10 bullets.
Oh my god, where is it? There.
You did... No, so delete that one. Indent line 111 up to 113. And then hit enter there. And then do a curly brace. There we go.
Ah, yes. There, I got it.
So let's try that out. Let's put back in the... Oh, I had the print. Yeah.
What? Cannot read properly. Oh, I wrote something wrong somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's a comma instead of semicolon in after the for int I is equal to 0. It's a semicolon there.
Oh, oops.
Mm-hmm. So even though you can't see them, there are actually 10 bullets on top of each other. But it would be cool to be able to see them, right? Let me see if all the indentation is correct. Key is there. Because I'm not seeing my print. Let's see what's going on
I
here.
removed my print. No, I didn't remove my
No,
print.
I have mine, but it's not...
Mine's not showing up either.
No. Maybe something wrong with that. So I would like to see each individual bullet in those 10, right? So what I can do, see this I over here?
Yeah.
It's just a value that goes from 0 to 10, right? Can I just do this, plus I,
Oh, snap.
plus I? Let me, whoops. So I can see it, show it here. So I'm doing box spaceship X plus I, and then spaceship Y plus I. So each time I create a bullet, the first one is going to be
So chunkier line.
It's a chunkier line, yeah. They're going to stack on top of each other. So how many objects can we create on screen before it starts lagging?
Probably a lot.
Create a little S over here.
Oh, I didn't draw anything. Just drawing lines.
You could do an 8, like on the side.
Oh, here we go.
Make
I'm
this
off
line
screen. Never mind. We'll just have to pretend that that's like somewhere we can see.
But how many bullets is this now?
A lot.
And how's the frame rate from your end?
Getting a little bit chunkier.
A little chunkier.
Oh, but they're disappearing now.
They're disappearing. You're hitting 10,000.
Yeah.
Starting to disappear on my end.
Yeah, it's starting to lag.
Slight lag.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of objects, right?
Yeah. A lot of lines.
A lot of lines. Nice.
We drew a lot.
We drew a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
For the...
They were playing Snake. They actually just made Snake.
We're basically playing Snake. I'm going to unindent this back, because that was just more of a fun thing.
Should I remove that stuff then?
You can do that, yeah, if you want.
How do you indent back?
Shift tab.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Hacks. So what we did was we created an array of bullets. We have a counter. What is our current bullet that we want to create and manipulate? When we press a key, if the key is spacebar, we take whatever the current bullet is. We create a new box with the spaceship X and Y coordinates. So the bullet will spawn where the spaceship is.
My indents are really bad, right?
They're practice. It's practice. That's fine. If you go back and do. No, this was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We set the horizontal speed of the bullet. We say, okay, we want to work with the next bullet, but if we had hit the end of the bullet array, we're going to overwrite the first bullet. Which might be okay because that first bullet might have hit an enemy already and already be destroyed.
It'd be impressive if it didn't, just going around the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, but then it's like, whoop, out of existence. And then we loop through all our bullets.
Don't tell physicists that.
No.
Like deleting energy.
Free energy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
We loop through all our bullets.
Yeah.
If the bullet is not null, which means that someone has done a new on that bullet, we would like to update and draw the bullet. Right? I can delete this print here right now. We don't need it. We can also, since we made the function set horizontal, I can say set vertical.
Where was that? Here.
Yeah. So then when I hit...
Are we changing it back to 1?
Yeah, you can do set it back to 1.
I'm like 100% with this today. What did I mess up?
It looks okay. Oh, you still have the I in the new box. It's just the plus X. No, you deleted too much. Yeah. It's just the I that we created before. Try that. Did Gabe delete the bracket at the end? We'll see. That might be as well. Yeah, you bracket deleter. Yeah. So it travels down.
Oh, now it's oh yeah, because we gave it 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting game. You can only shoot this direction.
So let's do one more fun thing at the end. Let me go to processing reference. The little reference page. I believe they have random. Oops, let's go back.
I'm just going to go into the random directions.
Yep. So there's a function called random. It's a function that exists. You can say, for example, here, random 50, which will give you a random number from, I think it's, either give a lower limit and a high limit, or just a high limit. So you'll go from 0 to whatever you want. There's a thing with random. You either need to go and get, will it include the low and the high, or will it exclude the low and the high? And we need to find that out. Generates random numbers. Each time random function is called. For example, random 5 returns values between 0 and 5, starting at 0 up to, but not including 5. So if you say 0 to 5, it will go from 0 to 4. So those are kind of important things with random. And so instead of set horizontal and vertical, let's do random 0 to 5, for example. So instead of the values, we're calling the random function. You are forgetting one closing parentheses. Because the first thing is the random function. The second thing... So random returns you a number. Set horizontal needs a number. It doesn't care where the number came from. Here, the number came from a random function. What do you think happens when you do this?
It's just going to be everywhere.
Try it.
Ultimate weapon! Ah! But still, again, it's only down in the, square quadrant below us.
Yeah? Why do you think that is?
Because we only... I don't know.
What is a random function?
Set a number between, I don't know, random.
Yeah, but check the code.
I'm having too much fun.
Yeah? It's random from...
0 to 5. So they gave it...
How do you go the other way?
Minus. So we need minuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's do minus 5 to 5.
That, like that.
Thank you, Thailander. That's nice.
I need it to be faster. Okay, I'm sorry. It needs to be faster.
You need it to be faster?
Where is that? I forgot where that was. Damn it.
No, that's the horizontal vertical. So
yeah.
Instead of doing...
Negative 15.
Yeah.
No, it's too fast. We'll do negative 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna position myself in the middle, just so you can see everything.
To get ready, you need to get ready.
Murder everything with my little lines.
Would you say that this is a screen full of bullets?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is this bullet hell?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's not a click.
You can make it real annoying and do like 1, right?
Yeah. Then it will go real slow, but you have a lot of bullets.
Oh yeah, here's your screen full of bullets.
Here's my screen full of bullets.
Oh, it's lagging. Maybe a little bit. It looks like it's stuttering a bit. I'll start stuttering in a second.
Yeah. Could be tricky to give it a minimum speed with that, though, since it includes the span of smaller words. Yes, absolutely. And a nicer random number generator in this would be a random number generator that you kind of set the values that are allowed. So you could say, like, it can be these numbers, but if you hit a certain number, you can't. Or you would create a list of numbers that are allowed, and it would randomly pick from the list. And in those kind of cases, you can create curved randomness, where it's more likely to be either a really big value or a really small value, and less likely to be in the middle.
Or some of these are like barely moving.
Yeah, because they got a value that
random,
was
like really
at like 1 or 0.
Yeah, like really close to 0.
Yeah. And you can also create a normal curve, where it's likely to be in the middle, but unlikely to be big or small numbers. And that's done in RPGs a lot, to create like normal curves of values.
So that's a nice screen full of bullets there.
Here we go. Not a clickbait title, right?
No, it's not a clickbait title. Did good.
Yes. You did good.
Yeah, we made bullets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep holding this button down. I like it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let me see. Bullets or something. Oh, yes. So let's do that, what Noah is saying.
Oh my, what is it?
Do 0. Do a fraction number.
So
0.1. Mm-hmm.
This is gonna make them just basically be super slow.
Super slow.
Oh yeah. I would just sit here and wait for a bit.
We can sit here and wait. You could create a wrapper function that randoms between min and max speed. That randoms, yes, exactly.
Oh wow, this is.
And then a nice thing, what you would do if you would have some sort of random function, is you would let it run 1 trillion times, and you would graph out all the values that you got to make sure that you're not creating a bias in one or another way.
I think it's gonna start deleting them in a second. No.
It probably will.
I don't think they're gonna reach the end of the screen before it starts removing some of them.
Some of them, we might see some of them go away in a bit.
They're like being deleted. Snap.
Let me see.
I don't see any being
No.
deleted. This looks weird. All right.
Looks like a swarm of bees.
Yeah. There
That's
we
good.
go.
I think this is a good place to end.
Nice. Sweet.
We will have an episode next week.
Yes. I don't think the week after that.
No, it's holiday break.
Yeah.
We have good vacations here in Sweden.
Yes.
And then there will be an episode the week after January 6th.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Second week of January.
Second week of January. And there are a few episodes left. The next thing after this, we're going to do collision on those bullets, which will be fun. We want to make them collide when they end the edge of the screen, etc. And then we want to put enemies in the way and make the enemies suffer.
Bam.
Bam.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you very much.
You can use the commands in the chat to find all the links to everything. We'll upload this onto GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
This will be up on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, you've already watched this and you're just hearing it again. But on Monday, or if you're live right now, the Twitch VOD will be available pretty much immediately when we go offline. So you can just watch the VOD if you want.
And we will put this bit of code we have right now on GitHub. I think I'm just going to do that right now.
Cool. Sweet.
Bye.
Bye.